faith that never thinks, and a loyalty that never compromises. This is a great day, and welcome to We Call to Love with the Dabaras on Life Changers TV. You guys look great today. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
So great. Thank you so much. As a husband, you are called to love. As a wife, you are called to love. As a child to parent, you are called to love. As a parent to child, you are called to love. And guess what? Today's session is brought to you by the Global Love Movement and arm of Life Changers Club International. And you want to know more? Yeah, follow us on our social media handles. Just get the information on the screen, and we'll be back. Alright, welcome back. I know by now I believe you know why we're here. And if you are not following us on our social media handles by now, you should do so. Alright, thank you for coming. Like I said, Mr. Dabara, Mrs. Dabara. And the first question for today goes like, so there's this love. Everybody has a different definition of love, right? So what is your own definition of love before marriage? And what is it now that you are married?
Well, I would say love before marriage is just a feeling, but after marriage is far beyond the feelings. It's more than a feeling. I would say it's commitment. Yes, sir.
Love after marriage is a feeling. And love before marriage is two sides of a coin. Before marriage is a feeling, and after marriage is commitment. Wow. So, sir.
Yeah, I would say love before marriage is more or less like an ideology and also full of romance.
Wow.
While love after marriage is more or less of sacrifice, forgiveness, and companionship. Yes.
Wow. Sacrifice, forgiveness, and companionship. That means there must be these three components must be related, right? Because there's no way you be a companion. You can't forgive somebody you are not compatible. Like you can't say you are a companion and you are not exhibiting all of these things. Wow, thank you so much for that question. When talking about the companionship aspect, can you just briefly elaborate on that? Because
when you're talking about companionship, it's more or less having someone you work in the same, or having the same goal, work together in the same goal, achieving things, breaking grounds together. And that one will not be channeled to one party or partner alone, but rather it will be with you keying into her own dreams, she keying into my own dreams together, then we flow together. That is companionship. Because even the food you eat, at times you might not like it, but that is what she wants. And for you to make her happy, or for you to have that companion, make her feel better when she's eating that food now, you have to key into it and eat that part that you love and make her feel happy.
See how she's just laughing and smiling. It's more or less you trying to just satisfy her love language, right?
Not really satisfying her own love language.
Okay.
Now, when you're talking about satisfying a love language, or let me say her own love language now, is you giving your own quota into it. And not making as if, because you are saying satisfying something, one side must be greater than the one. That is, the receiving side must be more beneficial than the one giving.
Wow.
But this time around, you have to strike it.
What do I know? What do I know as a single? What do I know? That's the difference. Being a single, like you said, the ideology is quite different from being married, and that's why they are here. So you can send in your questions just in the comments, or you send us to us via our social media handles in our DMs, and we'll respond very aptly to that. So it's so profound. It's so profound. All right. A call to love. A call to love. A call to love. It's a call to love, right? 4 words, but they are powerful. They are very powerful. So these words, what do they mean? Like to you personally as a couple, what do they mean?
Yes, I would say it's drawing our attention back to the drawing board. We are all called to love like Christ loved. The Bible says, for he that loveth knoweth God. So we are all supposed to come back and say, hey, look, just look there. Yes, and that's what it's all about. We should love like Christ loved us.
That's right. That's right. We should love like Christ. Because in the beginning was the world. God for God so loved the world. That was the first thing. For God so loved the world. If God didn't love us, He wouldn't have sent Jesus Christ. So wow. So all this love of a thing, it all boils down to God. Because He first loved us. That's what the Bible says, right? So that is it. Thank you so much, for that. Now this call to love is for everyone, right? But in marriage and relationship, who do you think should love more? The man or the woman?
I would say that he should love more. Yes,
he should love more.
Yes.
Why? How?
The Bible says, man, love your wife like Christ loved the church. So he should love me more.
But we know that, but you didn't complete it. You didn't come. No, yes.
No, the other part is submission. I will submit, but he should love like Christ loved the church.
You know you cannot submit to someone you don't love, right?
Yeah, I know. No, I loved him now. I love him, but we are saying he should love me more.
You know, when you look at our other gender, yes, our other gender, that iota of selfishness on love is there. Wow. Whether you like, you can't take it out from them. That yes, the man must be the one to love. In fact, even as singles, they'll say, don't love that man, let him be the one that loves you more. But they fail to understand that in their submission, they love higher than us.
Wow.
In their submission, they love higher than us. Because you will discover that a man step out of the house, the woman will be thinking, okay, let me keep the house neat, let me do this, okay, what will he eat, what will he do? Her concern now is about you. You are only looking at the finances, okay, let me see how I'm taking care of it. So you see, the thing is more or less like a balance, something. So nobody love higher than any other person. Nobody love higher than any other person. But the love is what on equal grounds. Wow. Just that we are playing different parts. That is just it.
Kai, this is so powerful. I received the revelation right now.
Go and marry.
So my wife. If wherever you are watching, if you like argue that you love, I'm saying, I'm saying okay. But like he said, in your submission to me, you are loving me more indirectly. So what did I need to worry again when I know this revelation? He just gave me that key. Thank you so much. That was so powerful. That was so powerful. So and then straight to our next question. So you've been married for how long? So how would you briefly summarize your experience as a married couple so far?
Well, we have been married for 1 year and 9 months or so. 7 months, yes. 1 year, 7 months, barely 2 years. And I would say marriage is sweet.
Okay.
I would say God has been helping us to grow in love.
Wow.
Yes, sir. About you.
Marriage, there's something she said, marriage is sweet. And God has been helping us to grow in love. That means there are. Let me hear from you before I say what I want to say.
To be candid, or let me say to be sincere, marriage ideally is very sweet. Or let me just say, marriage is good. Let me remove that word sweet. Let me remove the word sweet. But marriage is what is good. For over a year plus now, we have been married, and we give God the glory because we have not experienced any domestic crisis. We have not experienced any violence or any other thing. Right. Now, God has been the one keeping us. It's not our own wisdom, right. But God has been the one keeping us. And that is why most of the times we give thanks to God. In fact, our 1 year anniversary, Thanksgiving was being done for that purpose. Because a lot of, in fact, I was afraid Let me remember the story. I was afraid because I saw most of my colleagues getting married, but 1 month crisis, 2 month crisis. In fact, there are some that tore their certificates. There are some that the vow, the wedding ring is no longer there. They flush it through the toilet.
Wow.
Now you have to come in to begin to mediate in between them. So they fail to understand the basis of love before getting into the marriage. And that is why the result of it begin to manifest now is becoming negative. So love or marriage itself is sweet and is good. Thank you.
Wow. That's really fun. You know when they say surround yourself with people, like people sometimes project their reality on us, right? So thank God that yours was not like that, because like you said, you had this fear because of what you were seeing around. Oh my God, for someone to tear his or her marriage certificate, it's so, oh my goodness. And that's what we do in love movement, we restore relationships. Do you know that? So we restore, no matter how you feel that the damage has gone. Yeah, God has given us that grace, God has given us that capacity to do that. Because I'm not the one Africa, I'm just representing the movement. We have, by the grace of God, God's anointed married servants. Over the years, they will tell you things you need to know. They will teach you and mentor you along this line. So whether you are an intending couple, whether you are in a relationship, whether you are a couple already married and you are experiencing one or two challenges, this is the place you need to be. You have to belong to this community. Talk to us and we'll get back to you. Our mentors are readily available. Whether male or female, we have them, and they will talk to you, mentor you, coach you, and like our mantra, teach you how to love the godly way. So thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. That's super fun. Now, there's something we call commitment, right? Commitment. So briefly, what do you have to say about commitment in relationship or marriage?
Well, I would say the word commitment is putting more effort. I have come and I'm a married woman, and I am telling myself every day that I have come to make it work. Wow. It has to just work.
My God.
So some of us out there go into marriage with whatever I meet, that's a no. But I have come with the art of, okay, I want to make it work. Even if it's not working, it has to work. Yeah. So commitments continue day by day, even as we grow in love.
That's serious.
Yes, sir.
That's serious. This just reminded me of something. Our mentor said something. I think, let me just quickly, I think I have it right here. Let me just quickly read it aloud to us. What she said made me remember it. Please, okay, I think I have it here. Yeah, she said, when you are interested, listen, I'm replying to what she said. When you are interested, you do what is convenient. But when you are committed, you do whatever it takes.
Yes, that's it.
Her statement made me remember when you are interested, you do what is convenient. Because but when you are committed, like she said, you do what she's committed to make her marriage work. That's why she said she will do whatever she takes, and that she's here to stay. That's a beauty. That's how we win,
Yes.
The battle. That's how we win the battle. Because most times the devil will bring a lot of things, and you'll be like, I cannot do this anymore. But thank you for staying committed. I know that commitment will be for a lifetime. Yeah, this might be a little bit tricky, but I think we should lighten up the atmosphere, right? So, well, I'm going to be doing this. Now, I believe the initial stage, where what we call toasting in the Nigerian context, where you woo the lady, right? So, what's that funny thing that whenever you remember, it gives you this kind of, oh my God, feeling, and you start laughing? So, what's that? Wow.
I know, seriously, there are lots. In fact, before that time, there are lots. But let me just pick this one. Our first hug. The clothes I wore.
Because I really need to focus on this aspect.
It sounds funny. And at times when I just remember, or maybe something just came out, if I just look at my wife, I just laugh. I said, our first hug. Now the clothes I was putting on, it seems as if there is this her perfume was marginalized with my clothes.
My God.
So when I got home, I just have to like remove it. This clothes, you know, we enter water today. I hang it. And most of the times, if I'm just going out, I'll just.
Oh, jeez.
You know, it sounds funny, but then.
Yeah. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious.
Yes, mine is more funnier. Anyway, to some extent, it sounds as if it was embarrassing. You know, this kind you went out with your the man you love, and just while you are talking, the next thing we heard, he just farted, and the fat was like chorus. I was like, what? Are we singing him? And I was like, God. I was like, do you know we are outside? He said, yeah, it's an involuntary action. I said, oh my God. And I had to just absorb it anyway. And it was like, oh God, now take it easy.
You know, I can't just get over this. Wow.
I can't imagine she could even remember that.
Why would I remember?
That's so serious. So I can just let me imagine how you were feeling like the moment you just.
Say, excuse me. I said, must you have to do it? Say, now.
Involuntary action.
Seriously, it was an involuntary action.
I don't understand.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. So at any point, before she accepted your proposal to even be your girlfriend or of marriage, so was there what was your major challenge? Yeah, because maybe I have somebody that might be so let me leverage on your solution.
In fact, there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of challenges, but the major one, like you said, hey, my brother, if you're not patient, you can't keep to it. Time.
My God.
Once it is 9 o'clock, I know that communication tower has been shut down.
Oh.
When it is 9 o'clock, whether online, whether on air. And that was my challenge.
Wow.
But I have to drill myself to make sure I have to understand that, okay, this is the person she is. And if actually I want this person to be with me, my companion, I have to find a way of fixing things. So what I do most of the times, and my timing also, and my nature of my job doesn't warrant too much communication. So by morning, 4:30, hello, how are you, baby? You are fine? You slept nice? Okay, have a good day. I'm at work already. See you later. Maybe next communication. But once I close, once it is 9 p.m., what I'll just drop a message, a voice note. I just call to check on her. So that when she wake up, she see that her mind will know women, gender. But it was a challenge because I have to deal with it. Communication is very key in relationship. So no matter what, you have to try by always to see that you keep it. You keep it.
That's right. That's right. Communication is key.
It's key.
Communication is key. That's beautiful. All right. Like Jesus said in the book of Ephesians, that husbands are to love their wives, and then like the way Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. So there are many areas men give themselves to their wives, right? So I just want to ask, can you die for your wife?
Yeah, dying for my wife has been done already, and I will still do it.
My God.
If it is on my wife, because love. Dying means involve too much sacrifice, or let me say having sacrifice. Letting go your own for our own.
Wow.
So that is a dying. But many people today cannot do that.
Yeah.
Many cannot do that. It is my own. This is how I do it. In fact, if I tell you my tribe, if you ask, just go for a research, the Tarok man in Plateau State, one of their basic features, if you see a Tarok man, is pride and culture. You see these two things. You don't joke with those two things. But I have to die to those things.
Oh, that's wow. Like Apostle Paul said, die to the flesh. So your own is you have to die to some of these cultural beliefs and all of that. Wow. I think I should visit your tribe so I can see the way those it's so good. It's so good to know that you could actually let go of these things just to make your marriage work, and it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring. So if you are out there holding on to something, that might be the reason why your relationship is not working. You know? Yeah, don't you think? Like that might be the reason. You might feel it's so little, but that little means a lot to your partner. Think about it and get back to us. Like I said, we're always here to answer your questions. We're always here to take you through that journey in any part at all. So think about it and get back to us. That's so profound. Letting go, the art of letting go. So ma'am, can I ask you? So what are the things you wish you had known earlier before getting married, and your advice to young ladies out there who are still single and for those who will be embarking on this journey very soon?
Well, I would say we are young in marriage, so and for now there's no regret, and I don't think I will have.
Yeah, amen.
So, but my advice to everyone out there is don't be too rigid. Give space or give room to adapt. Changes. If you don't change, then you cannot be married. So, but for you to remain married, you have to give space for suitability. Learn to adapt to your partner. In fact, it's just 1 year and some months, and there are a lot of things that I will boast my chest and say, when I was single, I will never do this. But I see myself doing it. Yes, because I know I have come to stay.
Yeah, she has come to stay. Rigidity. Sister, brother, think about that word, rigidity. Are you rigid or you are flexible? So you have to decide which for your marriage or relationship to work, rigidity. So thank you so much for that, because you know the fact that you mentioned that you have to let all of these things go, you know, that like you said earlier, the life you live before marriage, your idea and perception of that relationship and love is quite different after marriage. But I think this is a practical example. Things you do, like in the Bible, we also refer to the Bible. The things I used to do, I should tell you more. That's just a perfect replica of it. So thank you so much for that. So what do you have for singles like?
I think what I have now is more or less the fantasy we are seeing outside. You have to develop your own fantasy, because fantasy are numerous. Your own fantasy is far different from mine. And like today, the movie industry are trying their best to see that they brought out some futures, they brought out some culture, or let me say characters. But then an individual fantasy brought about that movie.
That's right.
So my own fantasy might be far different from yours. So, but I have to look for my own fantasy before my marriage or my relationship will work out. But if I rely on someone's fantasy, I will get everything wrong because I don't know the basis. So what I'm saying is that build your own fantasy. Build your own fantasy. And I believe your relationship will be the best and outstanding one so far.
Oh, build your own fantasy. Now, like you said, everyone has their own fantasy. Can you tell us some of one or two practical ways you can build this fantasy?
What gives you joy? Okay. What gives you joy? You drive what gives you joy. Because, for example, if I'm building my own fantasy, if this is the way I want my woman to be, you understand? It's far different the way you, Omoto, want your woman to be.
That's right. That's right.
If you can afford 2,000 or 200,000 earring for your woman, that is your own fantasy. Mine, I can just afford maybe 500, and I have peace, she has peace, and that is how we move.
That 500 can be 500,000.
No, I mean 500 naira. Because you bring dollar into it. No, that's why building your own fantasy, building your own space is better in a relationship. If the two party will build their own space, will build their own fantasy, I believe every relationship will be the best. But when you don't, if you're building on someone's fantasy, that is where comparison comes into it. That is when you see the guy is forced to join all this cyber crime and other things in order to meet up standards and other things. So build your own fantasy.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful one. Build your fantasy. As a lady, as a guy, as a man, as a woman, I think it's easier to build it before getting married, right?
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
So, as a single guy or lady out there, you still have every opportunity to build your fantasy, right? Build it, and nobody's coming to build it for you. Wow, this session was great. So I had a very great time. I don't know about you watching, but me personally, I learned a lot, especially that revelation. So if you can still remember the revelation, type it down there. So thank you so much for coming, sir. There's one thing I will not fail to talk about. Your daughter, how does it feel? Because me, whenever I hear the sound of that little baby, I'm like, oh, my guy. Oh, my guy.
Get married.
Yeah, so raising up a child, coupled with your various responsibilities and jobs, what's the experience like? What do you advise?
Raising up 9 children is a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. But given my job challenge, going out, she has not woken up. Coming back late, maybe she has slept off.
Oh.
In fact, when she was 3 months, the mother normally shout at me that she's sleeping. I said, no, before I go to work, she must wake up. Even if she will cry, let her go back to bed.
That's right.
Now, when it comes to night again, if I come and say, stand up, wake her, I'll wake her up. We'll just do 1 or 2 things and she goes back to sleep.
Wow.
Let it be that, okay, this is it, that I am happy. But raising her, I think the mother is doing a good job. The mother is doing a good job.
Wow. She's giving you the accolades now. Women are actually the home builders, right? We give that to them. They are the home builders. The fact that you are trying to play your father role in the life of your child, despite your business, is a great one. Because, like you said, whenever you want to go to work, you wake up and all that. I think
it's very good. It's very important.
That's great. You see, as busy as he is, he's still trying. So no matter how busy you are, it doesn't stop you from raising your children as a mother, as a father. So your own challenge and how you are overcoming.
It has not been easy. In fact, motherhood is not easy. But God, who has brought about this beautiful thing, given grace. His grace is sufficient. Daily, I wake up daily. I see myself doing it daily, and God is helping us to train her up in the way of the Lord.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Train up the child in the way he should go, and when he's old, you will not depart from it.
Proverbs 22, verse 6.
That's oh my God. We have a pastoress or a prophetess in our midst. She just nailed it. Wow, that's great. Well, thank you so much. It has been a great time. I really learned a lot, like I said, and then so nice having you here. And then we, the mentors, the team members of Love Movement, we are grateful. And then Life Changers TV too. So if you are out there and you are yet to follow us on social media, you are missing a lot, because the Global Love Movement is a community. Like when I say community, where you can express yourself, tell us, this is what I'm going through, this is my challenge. And if you have an experience you want to share with us, your beautiful marriage experience, whatever it is, we can help you project it, like you said. That's why we are the Global Love Movement. And don't forget, we have the most amazing mentors that can take you along the journey, take you by your hand. Whether you are new in relationship, whether you are old in marriage and all of that. Any aspect of relationship you are at all, we are there for you. And I think that will be all for today. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Please, can we have a wave to our viewers out there? Thank you for coming.